Scotty Elcon with Selig Film News here at the Dallas International Film Festival, here with the team behind End of Earth.
I'm Caleb Johnson. I am the writer-director of End of Earth.
I'm Luke Johnson, actor of End of Earth.
So, Caleb, where did this kind of gem come from? Were you fascinated with, astronauts? I mean, where did this all come from?
Through him, kind of like having my sense of space and that wonder reawakened through the wonder he was experiencing, kind of thinking and seeing space stuff for the first time on YouTube and just like stuff that I hadn't thought about in decades, and seeing his own enthusiasm kind of just explode and wanting to capture that in some way. And so we kind of built a narrative around things that he was already interested in and thinking about, to kind of just like capture that, because I knew that that time, like, you change so much at this age that like if we didn't get it quickly, it was going to just be gone. So
yeah, how much fun was it working with this fella in making a film about you?
It was fun. My favorite part was throwing eggs, but it never got added into the film.
There's some egg throwing scene we didn't see?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. There was supposed to be we wanted there to be this kind of like analogy between, like, instead of like playing with spaceships, there was going to be like this whole egg theme that ran through the movie where he used those as kind of like a ship. And so he was throwing them and like across, like he was up on a ladder throwing them. Boy, it really should have been in there. we made a huge mistake, but yeah. So we did a lot of takes of him, like we probably went through 3 dozen eggs. It's like throwing them and crashing on the driveway. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
How far did you get to throw them?
They were thrown for about like 3 feet.
They just exploded on the ground?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds so much fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Have you guys have obviously gotten to see the film. How cool is it to see it after you've had to act in it, knowing that, especially the ending with what happens?
Fun. I've only seen it one time before. That last time I saw it.
I like that. So, as far as the, how much did you have to utilize green screen? Like, what was the elements behind all that in getting the post-production side of making the film?
Yeah, it was all just real footage we probably shot the initial, like, over a long weekend photography, and we would do pickups of specific things while editing as we, found things that we needed more of or less of. And everything was kind of built around places that we had already been, or things that I knew that we could get based on surroundings or things that could kind of like stand in for something else if shot from a certain angle, that were just like actual things out in the world. And then I grabbed some, the one thing that was I used that we didn't actually shoot was, there's this, that NASA did this mission a few years ago where they sent that probe to an actual comet, landed on a comet. And it took like many, many pictures of that process because it took years. And they put all those photos up for public use. And it's just kind of extraordinary that you can go on the internet and just like download thousands of pictures that were like taken close up of a comet in space. Like that's that's just kind of mind blowing to me. So it was kind of exciting just to be able to like use those and incorporate those into the film.
Yeah, and it looked great, and it melded in nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to be an astronaut now?
No. It seems too dangerous out there with all those black holes around.
So black holes are the scary part. So what do you want to be then?
I want to be a scientist or a builder.
What do you want to build? This sounds fascinating.
Like my house.
Wow. 2 stories or 1 story?
1 story.
How many rooms are we going to have?
The house that we have now has
Suspense.
8 rooms.
So you want to do 8 rooms? Is your dad going to have a room, or no? Are you going to get him another house?
He has his room.
I get to stay there too. Good.
So I've got to ask, as far as being able to take this around the country, it seems so. I think kids will obviously have fun with it, but parents will really have fun with it because, like you said, it's very nostalgic, and you got to kind of experience looking back.
Mm-hmm.
How much fun was it creating something that is also nostalgic, but also very much something that a kid could get into? This is very exciting material for someone that's young that could see this. Maybe a little bit older age, but astronauts are still cool for many kids.
Mm-hmm.
Building's cool too, though.
Yeah. So what's the question?
Is it nice to have a film that bridges the gap between something that kids can enjoy, but also adults can feel nostalgic about?
It is. It's also, I haven't quite figured out yet where the sweet spot is festival-wise in terms of, thematically, a lot of festivals like to be categorize things in more specific terms like that. Something that's more adult-oriented or more kid-oriented. So something that kind of bridges that world. I think there is a place for it. It's just that it's anything that's ever in between genres. Sometimes I think. You kind of have to look around more for festivals that think their audience suits that, or that are willing to kind of go out on a limb a little bit, and play something that isn't exactly one or the other.
So are you looking towards family-friendly festivals when you search? I mean, is that the goal?
I am, but it has dark elements of there's some darkness in the film. So I mean, I think that's the trick. I think is that some more solidly family-friendly films are a little bit concerned about it not being just a totally happy-go-lucky movie, and then other films that are more adult-oriented, I think, are a little concerned that it's not sexier, frankly. Have a more horrific element to it, or be more star-driven. Which so it's not been a huge problem. I'm just saying in terms of you. That you'd think that it would be an advantage in some ways, and that wasn't actually even on my mind when we were making the film.
No.
But in terms of just finding the right places for it to play, sometimes that can be, I don't know, a little bit tricky.
Fascinating, yeah. Definitely adds another element. You've got to kind of figure out where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like when you heard that you were going to be here at DIFF? I mean, DIFF really loved the film. I mean, they thought it wasn't, like you said, it splits the genre, splits the age groups.
Yeah.
It's powerful because of that.
Yeah, no, it was really exciting because I had played here before, and I really wanted him to be able to go to its premiere, which is what this is, and so it's exciting that it was in driving distance for us. And it's just great news and really exciting. I know some of the people involved with the festival just because I've played here before, and I also know that it being a relatively it's a pretty big festival, and so a lot of other filmmaker friends that I have, in our screening last night, for instance, I happened to be sitting next to a person whose film I really liked, and also went to the same school that I had a few years ago, so that was interesting. And then I was also just super impressed with the quality of the program. I mean, I think to what you were alluding to in terms of in the same ways that my film kind of bridges genres, it was very clear that when they programmed our shorts block, every film in there had an element of, it's neither exactly that, you couldn't put any of those things into an easy box, and yet all of them were more interesting because of that. They were all really strong films, and I know people say that all the time, but I would say that, I mean, I'm reluctant to, I don't know. I often don't like short film blocks, even when I'm playing in them, and this one was really impressively strong. Probably the most so that I've seen in 2 or 3 years of festival screening, so it was great.
Yeah, no, Sarah was adamant about this being the block that she said straddled the line.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know where it was going in each film.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of festivals, even within their shorts blocks, will be oh, this is the like comedic shorts block, and this is like the coming of age shorts block, whatever, which is also fine. But it was nice. It was really nice to have just like a group of 8 or 9 films, whatever it is, and just like having no idea what to expect from the next film coming up. And because that's, people talk about with shorts a lot of times, it's like both the blessing and the curse of shorts, which is that if you're in a shorts block and you hate the movie, it's going to be over in a few minutes or whatever. But in this case, it was like, not only did I not hate any of the movies, but I just had no idea where they were going. Like, they were unpredictable, which was really refreshing.
So I've got to ask the last question. So is your house that you're building in the future, is it going to be in Austin, or is it going to be somewhere else?
I don't know yet.
Is there anywhere you want to travel to? Like a city or something that you haven't been?
I have been wanting to travel to Egypt and see the Great Pyramids.
I think that's the next stop. I don't know
Yeah.
if the Egyptian... There's got to be a festival there.
I think so. We can work on that, and maybe we can make a movie there too. How about you and the pyramids?
We've already gone into space. So it can't be
Yeah,
that
it might be a
far.
letdown to go to have an Earth-based movie.
Well, guys, I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun with this film, and it is a real pleasure to have you guys come up to Dallas. And welcome back again.
Thank you very much.